this particular one. On Tier West, and I'm not going to guess the AS date, but it was in 1994, maybe 1993.
You guessed the AS date.
I had I had just been squired by Jarl Beric, and he was part of the, I don't know how many people remember this, but he was part of the original Varangian Guard here in Ontario, and those guys were freaking nuts. They were crazy. So we go to Ontario West War. It's up in the mountains in Oregon, by the California coast. It was a beautiful sight, and it was a large meadow that we had to fight on. And we're on one side, and the West is on the other side, and it's about ready to start the war. And Beric decides that the Varangians are going to do a flying wedge, and they're going to bust the West line, and the army of Ontario is going to pour into the gap and slay mightily, right? And then he turns to me and he says, "You're my newest squire. You're going to lead the charge." And I'm going like, first of all, I'm twice the age of any of his other squires. And I'm going, I don't know if I can run that far, but yeah, okay, let's do this thing, right? Because it's the Varangian thing. I had never been part of the Varangian Guard tactics or movement or anything. I had no idea, but I was all pumped up with adrenaline. And he said, "Okay, so is Ontario ready?" And they're like, and beating on their shields and shit. And he says, "Sorry," and stuff. And he says, "Go." And I just started running as fast as I could across the field, across this meadow, and it's about 70 yards or so to the west lines. And they start closing ranks and forming a shield wall. And I'm just running as hard as I can. And I hear people behind me, and the clanking of armor, and people, dying of short of breath and stuff because it's a long way to run. And we're all screaming as hard as we can. And we hit the west line at a dead run, and it was an indescribable shock physically to my body to hit their line because they didn't hardly move. And then the rest of the guards slammed into my back, and I got squished between them when we burst through the line. And as we're going through, as you do in a war, everybody's clubbing the hell out as you go through the line. And I had no ability to defend myself because I had gotten ejected through the line. And we ended up in a big tangle of bodies, and we were laying there on the ground, and we're waiting for the rest of the army of Ontario to crash through the hole, and we're like looking, and we don't see anybody. And we get up off the ground, and there's the rest of Ontario standing back on the other side of the field, cheering and waving at us. Going, "That was glorious, guys." That was awesome. But that shock was amazing. I'll never forget that. I've got another one, but I won't share it right now, that involves getting shocked like that. You guys were there for it.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. Last Ontario West War. Yep. I don't know why so many of my stories involve Ontario West, but whatever.
All the best stories come from Ontario West War.
Good war.
Do you remember the year that they had a dog leg as the castle gate? So you couldn't charge directly at the castle gate. They had a dog leg in front of it. That's when I got stuck on the point of the charge.
Oh no.
They said, "Dragon's Lair, you're gonna go in the hole. You're gonna break through the gate." So, and we got all ready, and it was very much the same thing. They're getting ready to call the lay on, and Dragon's Lair's getting all antsy. We're getting all pumped up. We're getting ready to go. Shields coming up, swords coming up. They called the lay on, and we took off, dead run. And then you hit the dog leg. So you dead run, and you got to turn hard right for like 3 yards, and then hard left.
Oh no!
And Ermine Company was there with their massive shields and all the numbers and big guys,
and they
smiles. They knew that we were coming.
Yeah.
So they had guys down on their knees, and guys behind them. They were doing the testudo in the door, and I swear, you've all seen the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoons, right? Or any cartoon. I swear, I hit that wall of shields because I was first one there too. Hit that wall of shields and stopped, and then slid down slowly, and then everyone else from Dragon's Lair piled in behind me, and we all, stopped cold. Nothing.
Yeah. Well, my second Ontario West story actually was the antithesis of that. We had attempted. This was at the last one, the one where you got the concussion. And it was like a third day, I think, and we were supposed to hold a point late in the day, and we're supposed to hold a point. And the West is rallying, and then they start running at us. And there's a guy in a yellow tunic, big guy, white belt, looks like he's 260, 270, and he's in lead. And I'm thinking, all right, here we go. I'm going to stop this guy. And I've got my big round shield and my sword, and I dig in, and I'm ready for him to hit. And he hits me and he literally lifted me off the ground. My shield went this way, my sword went that way. I'm surprised my boots stayed on. I ended up about 10 feet back on the ground on my back, and then just like, oh my God, did I just get run over by a tank? And this guy's laughing as he runs over me. He keeps on going. I don't even think I slowed him down. I honestly, and I was ready for him, but he just got that leverage thing that lowered me, and he was heavier, and he just blew me off the line.
Who let that train through here?
Yeah, it was much the same kind of shock. I mean, I was actually a little concerned. I thought maybe I was going to have an aortic rupture or something because he hit me so hard. I felt like I squished. It took me a while to find my shield because it rolled off to the side.
I had a similar experience. It was a small skirmish kind of war. I think we were up in Dramdonian, actually. And it was Dragon Slayer and Dramdonian versus Lothanor, if I remember correctly.
That'd be a good one.
So I was chasing down a pikeman because their lines had broken somehow, and I was chasing down a pikeman. And man, he was rabbiting off so fast. He was so good. He was zigging and zagging and faster than I was. I just couldn't catch up to him. So he's running straight ahead, and he does this zag, and there's Baron Sir Alexi standing there. I'm like, well, here we go, because I'm already at full speed.
I'm sorry.
And so I thought maybe with my momentum I could go. Nope, I don't think Alexi even moved other than to go bloop. And I did the same thing. All forward momentum stopped and arrested, all turned into backwards.
Equal and opposite reaction.
Yes, and he had no opposite reaction. It was all
oh my gosh.
Yeah.